Hey y'all, hey. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. Either way, welcome and thank you for joining me. So this is going to be a quick embroidery video. I have a brother SE625 and I am going to be embroidering some patches. My machine is a single needle machine. It's a 4x hoop. It's a 4x4 hoop machine, but it can be used with, you can use a repositioner hoop with it, but it's a 4x4 machine. So I mainly purchased my machine. My sole purpose for purchasing it was to do iron-on patches. I'm in the military and I re-enlisted for my in-depth re-enlistment, which means I'll be in until I hit 20 years. So when I re-enlisted, I said I was going to buy myself an embroidery machine. So that was my re-enlistment gift to myself. Had I did a little more research, I would have waited, or I would have gotten in a multi-needle machine instead. But I didn't. I got the 625. So with the 625, I love it. However, depending on the project that you're doing and how many colors you have, it can be very tedious changing out all those colors. So I had to come up with a way for me to be able to get my patches done quicker. So one thing helped me, I guess I could say batch embroidery. You know, that's the term we use in sewing. So I have two 4x4 hoops, so I can do two patches at a time, and I don't have to change my threads as often. So we're going to get right into the video and I'm going to show you guys how I do that. So I'm going to change the angle of my camera and we're going to get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is hoops. So again, I have two 4x4 hoops, and this is going to allow me to do two at one time, two of the same patches at one time. Now, if you have more than two, of course you could do more than two, but I have two. You're going to need scissors. You're going to need stabilizer. So for my patches, I always use tearaway stabilizer. You can use cutaway, but I always use tearaway. I'm very lazy, so I just like to tear and go. I don't like doing all that cutting. You're going to need some heat and bond. This is to actually make it an iron-on patch. So this is heat and bond ultra. You're going to need some spray adhesive. And you're going to need some type of fabric. This is duck fabric. I purchased this from Joann's Fabric. It's in the outdoor fabric section. So this is and of course you're going to need your threads. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to put our stabilizer on our hoops. So, and look, this is going to be perfect for both of them, look like. So we're going to put our stabilizer in our hoops, and of course, you know, you just put it on like that. It don't have to be nothing fancy. One thing about doing patches, you don't really have to like measure anything. You don't have to like get the center point. You don't have to do any of that. I mean, you can if you want to, but you don't really have to. So I'm just going to put my stabilizer in there. And of course you want it to be, you don't want it to be too tight, but you want it to be tight enough. And it's going to sound like that, right? So I'm going to go ahead and pick my other one. Just like so. And we're going to tighten it up. You know, it has this little thing at the bottom to tighten it up, right? So we have that. So then we're going to cut our fabric. Now sometimes when people are doing patches, they do a basting stitch. They'll go to their machine and they'll do a basting stitch, and then it tells you exactly where to put your fabric, so you know where to go. But to me, when I do patches, I think that is just extra step that I don't really need, honestly. That's just my opinion. I just feel like it's just an extra step. So I'm just going to cut some fabric, right? No, I'm not measuring it. I'm not doing anything. I'm just cutting the fabric. So I have this piece, and this is going to be for both of them. I'll fold that later. So basically I'm just gonna cut it down the middle now. And this is gonna be, I'm gonna use this for both of my patches, right? So basically what I'm going to do is I'm gonna hold this over my trash can, and I'm going to spray this on my hoop. Not my hoop. I'm gonna spray it here on my stabilizer. Just spread a little like that, and then I'm going to place my fabric down in the middle like so. Right? Just press it down just like that, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the other one. Just spray it, press it down. Right? So now we have both of our hoops together. So now we're going to go over to the embroidery machine, and I'm going to show you how to set it up in there and get started. So give me a second. All right, so we are back, and we're going to just pull up our design. So I just pressed I have my thumb drive in already. I just pressed the thumb drive thing. So I'm going to find my design, and this is it right here. So I'm going to do set, and I'm going to do end embroidery. Then I'm going to do embroidery, and it's going to tell me the colors that I need. So the first color, so this is 39 minutes, as you can see right there. The first color we're going to use is brown. So this is the brown I chose. I purchased this thread from Joann's. I purchased a lot of my stuff from Joann's because, again, I'm still kind of fairly new to embroidery, so I haven't like you know, ventured out and bought all this fancy stuff or anything like that. So I purchased my threads from Joann's, and this week they have threads buy 3 get 2 free or something like that. So anyway, I'm just going to thread my machine, and I don't know if you guys, I'm trying to adjust my camera so you can see it. So my my automatic threader is not working. I'm not sure why, but it hasn't been working for like my last few projects. Like sometimes it'll work and sometimes it won't. Like, and look at there, just because I said that on camera, it actually worked. So it actually worked. Okay, it worked. So so that's gonna be our first color. So now I am going to just put my hoop on like so, and then again this is 39 minutes, so this is 39 minutes, as you can see right here, and this brown is going to be 23 minutes. So I am going to get that started. So I'm going to lower my presser foot. I'm going to press my green button to go, and it's going to stitch out a few stitches, and then I'm going to stop it, and then I'm going to cut this tail right here off and get that out the way, and then I'm going to start it back. And once this finished stitching out, then I'm going to come back and show you what I do next. So hold tight, be right back. All right, we are back, and this is what it looks like. So that is the first part. That's what the back looks like. I probably need to adjust my tension some, but this is what the first part looks like. So instead of going on to the next color, as you can see on my screen, it is telling me to go to the next color, which is purple. So instead of doing that, I am going to hit this button right here where it has plus or minus stitches, and then I'm going to hit, so right here where it has this it looks like a spool of thread and it has a negative sign, so I'm going to hit that, right? And then I'm going to hit OK. And when I'm back on this screen, and it's back to the brown thread, the brown part. So what I'm going to do now is I am just going to put my other what you call this thing, my other hoop that I have already prepped. So I'm gonna put that in there, and I'm going to stitch out this part. All right, so where's my scissors? Get a few stitches going, stop it, cut that, and let that finish stitch out, and I will be back in 23 minutes. Okay, and we are back. So this part has finished stitching. So now we have this one and this one. So the next color we have is purple. So I'm going to actually leave this one on here, and then I'm going to change my thread. I'm going to change it to the purple. And again, I purchased my threads from Joann's Fabric. It's the Coats and Clark, and they actually have it on sale this week. It's actually been on sale for about 2 or 3 weeks now, but it's $3 for $5. Oh no, not 3. I'm sorry, not 3 for $5. It's buy 3 get 2 free. I don't know why I said 3 for $5. So let's see if my threader works this time. I guess, you know, it just took me recording a video for my automatic threader to work. So now that that's in, we're going to lower the presser foot, and I'm going to press my green button, and we are going to start stitching. So let's stop that for a minute. Let's trim this tail because we don't want it all in our way, right? So lower the presser foot, and we're going to start back stitching, and this is 3 minutes, so I will be back when I finish stitches out. Okay, so the purple has finished embroidering on this one, right? So now it says, according to the machine, we are ready to go to the black. But before we go to the black, we're going to embroider the purple on this one. So we are going to go here again to this where it says plus or minus stitches, and we're going to hit that, and then we're going to hit this little spool with the negative arrow, and that's going to take us back a step. So that's going to take us back to the purple. So then I am just going to change, let me lift my presser foot. I'm going to change out my hoops. Put that on there, lower my presser foot, and start stitching. Alright, then I'm going to cut my tail so it doesn't get in the way. So we're going to let that stitch, and then I'll be back. Alright, so we are back once again, and the purple has finished. So we are on to the next color, which is black. So I'm just going to change my thread out. Put my black on. And if you guys want me to, I can do a detailed video on how to thread this machine. It's really self-explanatory, but I can always do a video. It has the arrows and everything. I just don't know if I'll, yeah, I can do a video if you want me to. Just let me know in the comments. Yeah, my machine is showing out today on this video because I haven't been able, this thing hasn't worked in probably like 2 weeks. All right, so we are ready to stitch the black. So I'm just going to press my green button. This is going to be 13 minutes, so I'll see you back when this is done. Okay, we are back, and that one is finished. Okay, so this one is finished. This is what it looked like. And on the screen, it says finished embroidering, but we still have to do the black outline on this one. So we're going to put that back in the machine, and we're going to hit OK, and then we're going to go here again, and this time we're going to skip 2. Go back one. No, we're going to plus. I'm sorry. We got to plus. Go up 2. Right? And then that's going to bring us back to the black. So then we are going to lower our pressure foot and start stitching that. And once this is done, we'll be back to finish our patches up. All right, we are back and we are finished, and this is what they look like. So I'm just going to take them out like so. I forgot one thing. Freight check. So this is gonna keep all your threads, or keep it from fraying once you cut it. So basically we're just going to rip the back off. I'm going to cut, yeah, this is, I was making sure I have all my scissors. I have this Ginger scissors, and I have a few of them, so I was trying to make sure this one wasn't my fabric scissors. I mean, it could be my fabric scissors, but I'm gonna cut my heat and bond with this one, so I just wanted to make sure I had the right ones. So that's what it looked like on the back. All right. And so, oh my, that's like a huge difference. I'm not really sure why it's such a difference. So I use white bobbin thread. I don't change my threads to match my bobbin thread to match my top thread, unless it's something that where you're going to be able to see the bottom. But I'm not sure if you could see, like, it's like so off, and I did these at the same time, so I'm not sure why it's so off like that. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to play around with my settings a little bit. So basically I'm just going to trim these loose threads. I am going to, do I want to apply my heat and bond first? Yeah, I'm going to apply my heat and bond first. So for the heat and bond, I don't need a big one. I'm gonna cut it just enough to cover this. I don't need it to cover this entire thing. So I'm just gonna cut a little bit. Yep, cut it just enough to cover the back. And then oh, I cut that one too close to the edge, but I have some parchment paper. So I have parchment paper. Parchment paper is like my best friend, like for real, because I don't want to mess up my ironing board. And I cut that a little too close. So I'm just going to put the heat and bond on the back like this, where it covers the back of it. And then I'm going to just press it with my iron. Just hold it for a few seconds. Right, so I'm gonna put that off to the side and let it cool for a minute, and then I'm going to do the same thing to this one. So again, basically I just want to cut a piece that is, you know, just enough to cover the embroidered part. So I'm going to Just lay it on the back like so. And then I'm just going to press it down a few seconds. So a lot of times, if I'm doing other things like making t-shirts or whatever, and I have my heat press on, I will just press this on the back with my heat press. But since I don't have my heat press on, I'm not going to turn it on just for this, because the iron works just as good. Alright. So this one is cool. So you can, when you cut this, you can leave the back on if you would like. But I typically just take mine off. I just peel mine off like that. And this is what the back looks like. So before I cut it, I am going to put the fray check. So I'm just going to put this around here like this. Now, sometimes I still have like loose threads once I cut it. So when I get ready to neaten it up, I will like put a lighter to it to burn all those loose threads. So whenever you do that, if you do that, make sure this is dry, because this is flammable and it will catch on fire. So I have these smaller ginger. You know, I don't even really know the proper name for this, how to pronounce it. I've heard it pronounced different ways, G-I-N-G-H-E-R. I've heard it pronounced different ways. So I have these smaller ones, and I'm just going to cut around, cut as close as possible without cutting it. But again, if I do happen to nag it, I did put the fray check, so that's going to prevent the threads from unraveling. So one thing, if you are buying embroidery files from other people, or if you're like reaching out to digitizers to design files for you, one thing you want to make sure of when you're getting files that's designed for patches, you want to make sure that it has a satin stitch, especially if you don't have the capability to add a satin stitch to it, because that's going to help. Because when you're doing patches, you need something around you need like a border, and basically that's what a satin stitch is. It's a border. That's what I call it. So, and these scissors right here, these are the perfect scissors to get in there and cut out. And if you've ever bought any of these scissors, one of my neighbors, actually I met my neighbor. I didn't know she lived out here by me, but I had met her. She worked at a vinyl store. And I would go in there, and you know, we were always talking. Then I found out she lived out here by me, and she was into sewing and all this kind of stuff. And she turned me on to these scissors, and I love them. Now they're expensive. This little pair was I think it was $40, but I used my I had got these from Joann's when I had a 50% off coupon, and the bigger pair are 50. No, I think they're $59. The bigger pair is, and I have like 4 pair. Like I have 2 pair. I have one that I use specifically for fabric. I have this pair here that I use to cut everything else. And then I have a pair in there at my where I do my t-shirts. I have a pair on my desk. I just have so many of these. They also have these at Walmart. They don't always have them at Walmart, and I have never seen them at Walmart online. But when they do have them at Walmart, they're $29. At least that's what I've seen in my Walmart. But I've never found them online at Walmart. So I always wait till I have a coupon for Joann's. I mean, like a few weeks ago, they had them for 25% off or something like that. But I still want to wait till I get a coupon. I'd rather use a 50% off coupon. I hope y'all can see this. I hope I'm in the thing. So, I didn't really clean that up too good. But there it is. There's your patch. So there's a few areas that I can't get like really close. I mean, I got close as I could, but like right up in here. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is my boo-boo. I almost cut my finger off 2 weeks ago with my rotary cutter. But so these little pieces up in here that I can't like really get, I am going to put my lighter to those whenever it dry. I'll probably wait till tomorrow, because when you think it's dry, trust me, it's not dry. So I'm just going to pull the back off there. I'm going to add my freight check. Again, we're just going to put it around here. I'm just getting it everywhere. Just going to put it around like that. And then we are going to cut it. Again, you want to be as close as possible. Try not to cut any of your satin stitches, but again, that's the purpose of the freight check, just in case you do accidentally cut. But just cut as close as possible without cutting any of those stitches. Oh, I didn't realize my TV was that loud. Can y'all hear my TV? It's a commercial on right now, but I am watching. Well, I'm really not watching. I'm listening to it because I'm actually in here sewing something. I'm experimenting on something tonight, so I'll probably do a video on it later in the week. I am making bummies for my granddaughter. If you know, those are the little shorts for babies. So I am making those, or at least trying to make those. I think I got it down pat. I don't know. I haven't finished putting it together yet. But so we'll see how that turned out, and I'll do a video probably later this week on that. I definitely cut this one a lot better than I did the first one. So again, you can make sure you use this little dip to your advantage. So I just turn them around and get in there to try to get as close as possible in there. And again, what I don't get, I am going to, like, once it dry, probably tomorrow, well, definitely tomorrow morning, I'm just going to take my lighter and go around all the edges like that. But that's it. That's your embroidery patch. So basically all you do now, you can sell it to your customer. And they just basically iron it on. You just press it on whatever material you want it on. You lay it on there and you press it down for at least 30 seconds. And then what you have to tell them, because I remember the first time I did a patch, I made a lot of patches, and the first time I actually applied one, I thought it wasn't sticking. Once you apply the patch, you have to let it cool before it sticks. If you just apply it and then you try to pull it up, of course it's going to come up. So you have to let it cool. So there we have it. 2 embroidery patches. So I'm going to go work on my my settings, because I'm not sure why it's so off. Like, I hardly ever adjust my settings, and I never had it to be this. That's like ridiculous. I've never had it to look like that before. So I'm going to adjust my settings, play around with them. So I hope this video was helpful, and until next time, you guys have a great night, great morning, great afternoon, whatever it is where you are when you're watching this. Have a great one, and I'll see you in the next video.